So I went through the list of fantasy books that you must read, and I picked up a few books that I am going to read this month. If you are interested to watch which are the books I picked and want to discover some new fantasy books, then keep watching this video. Hi there, I'm Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. And if you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe right now for regular book related videos. And without further ado, let's get started with this video. Do note that when I say fantasy, I'm taking the genre very loosely. I do not want to be very precise with the fantasy books because I am going to be reading just this genre in this month and I want a little bit of variety. So I have taken the liberty of picking up fantasy genre in the loose sense. Okay, not all of these are hardcore fantasies. Some are simple thrillers and blah blah blah. Let's get started. For number one book, I'm actually working with the author, and the book is By Death Defined by Hugo Dumas. I'm almost sure I butchered the name, but honestly, when I pick up books to work with an author, I usually try to take the synopsis, I try to read the first few chapters and then decide. But when this author contacted me, I just knew this was the right author to work with. I am going to put my expectations to zero before I start reading this book, but I honestly wanted to work with this author myself, which is something that doesn't happen that often. So I'm really excited about this book. What this book is about is, so there is this war going on between the French and Irish people, I believe. And the story is actually about this Irish family and how they deal with death, okay? And how that can possibly change the entire history. That is what I could gather from the synopsis. That is what I gathered from the description on Amazon. I usually ask the author for a summary, but I do not think I asked him for a summary as well because I was so sure I wanted to work with this author. So let's hope that all goes right and I actually love with this book once I finish reading it. All the links to all the books mentioned in this video would be down below. So if you want to check it out and you want to read a book like this, please check the links in the description and check out these books, okay? Next is again not really a fantasy, and this is making me question, why did you even pick up the fantasy theme for this month if you're not going to be reading fantasy? This is more like a mythological thriller. This is Harappa Trilogy by Vineet Bajpai. Now, a lot of you wanted me to actually read this trilogy, and a few of you did not want me to read this trilogy. But I eventually ended up picking up this trilogy, and I'm really excited to read this one. I hope I love it as much as a lot of you actually do. Let's see how it happens. And these are the three books, so they kind of, I'm like, when it comes to fantasy, it's very hard to find standalone fantasy novels, right? This is not fantasy, but I'm just talking about it, okay? I ended up picking up series, so I have no idea how this is happening. Next, I picked up this mythological fiction slash fantasy. Now, this is a little bit of fantasy, okay? Don't make me question the title of this video. So this one is Shiva Trilogy by Amish Tripathi. A lot of you want me to read this. I actually have read the first book, but obviously I do not remember whatever I read. So I would be giving this another chance because now I know more about this author's writing and I think I can like his books better, which is a really great thing because so many of you wanted me to read these books and discuss them. I do plan to review all of the books. I'm just like big on reviewing in this year. If they won't come up on the channel, they would come up on my blog, so do check out my blog as well for all the reviews of all the books that I'm reading this year. Next is a dystopian fantasy that I want to read, which is Divergent by Veronica Roth. Now, I have read the first book. These are a set of 4 books. I have read the first book, but I did not like it that much. But I still want to read this dystopian fantasy because it is one of the most recommended dystopian books out there and a lot of people hate it as well. So I'm just curious. I really want to get to this, and moreover, it's young adult. I'm going to fly through this. So it will really help boost the self-esteem of the reader in me. Now, this is a series I really want to read, even if I'm not able to finish it this month. Next month would be without any theme because I really want to get to the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. This is Infernal Devices. Okay, I picked up the wrong book, but this one. So Infernal Devices is a trilogy by Cassandra Clare. These are all set in the same world. So Mortal Instruments, I think these are a set of 6 books and I have read 4 of these. So I would have to start it all over again because I lost touch with this series, but I really want to be reading it. And this is a prequel of Mortal Instruments. So a lot of people have a different way of reading it. Some read it how it was published, some read it like the whole Mortal Instruments first and then Infernal Devices. And there is this another way of reading it. I'll link a video down below by Poland Banana Books, I think. She made this video on how to read Mortal Instruments series, okay? How do you read it? So I'll link that video down below, but otherwise I want to get to both of these fantasy series set in Shadowhunter world and then get to more Cassandra Clare novels. Honestly, I did not like it that much, okay? But I do not even hate it. It's enjoyable, it's entertaining, and you do not have to love every book you read, right? It's good if you love it, but I really want to read it, okay? And I'm hoping I love it. I honestly don't know what's wrong with me that I'm just not reading it much. But Throne of Glass is a fantasy romance series, and I really want to be reading the whole series. And I love this first book. I'm currently listening to the second book. Now I have two more series that I want to mention, but I feel like Manpreet, there's no way you are going to get through this entire TBR. But I really want to read these two as well. I actually do not even own all the copies, but Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, Vampire Romance, I really want to read this one, okay? I still have only first book and I haven't been able to make it through this entire book. I have tried reading it like thrice and still not read this entire book. But I am still hopeful. It's a book that everybody recommends. And I have actually read Bloodlines book 1 as well. Like a spin-off of Vampire Academy. And I really want to read a lot of fantasy books. What do I do, guys? There are so many great, long, lengthy fantasy books, and I do not have enough time to read them. Lastly, yes, Game of Thrones is also there. Now this is like, I really love Game of Thrones. I have read this book, and I really personally want to read a Song of Ice and Fire series. But I also want to be reading it because Game of Thrones last season is coming up, and I kind of want to just cash on to that hype. But has Manpreet ever been able to follow the trends? Like, if you have followed me since a long time, has Manpreet ever been able to do something that was good for her channel? Like, she's just a self-destructive personality. She would sever her relationship with authors by giving her unapologetic book reviews. She totally doesn't get much work by authors because nobody wants to work and pay somebody for an honest review, 5-star reviews is still acceptable, but honest review, nobody wants to pay you for that. No publisher wants to work with me for that. I don't even get more subscribers because I can't follow the trends and make the videos that I should be making. My life is a mess right now, but I want to read all of these. I'm gonna start with Hugo's book first, okay? Because that's work stuff, and I'm really excited to read that book because French, Irish people, like the kind of diversity that I haven't read much. So I'm really excited to read that one, and this is my entire fantasy TBR. Now that I've made this video, I'm so sure this was a waste of a video because there's no way I'm going to be able to read all of this. What do I do, guys? Comment down below. Suggest. Please help me out. Comment down below and try to tell me a way out of this. I really want to read all of these books, and I have a job full time. So what do I do? How do I read all of these books this month? This month, okay? This month is the key here. Comment down below. I'll be waiting for your comments. I really need your help. This one is signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.